betting your entire fortune on a dream that almost everyone believed was impossible. Your first rocket explodes. Your second rocket explodes. Your third rocket explodes. You've burned through hundreds of millions of dollars. The media calls you a fool. Experts say your company will be dead within weeks. Then, with just one final chance left, your fourth rocket lifts off. That single launch doesn't just save a company. It changes the future of space exploration forever. This is the unbelievable story of SpaceX, the company that went from repeated failures to becoming the most valuable space company in the world. In the early 2000s, the space industry looked completely different. NASA had slowed down. Private companies barely existed. Launching a rocket cost hundreds of millions of dollars, and only governments could afford it. Most people believed space exploration belonged to agencies like NASA or Russia's space program. Then came Elon Musk. After selling PayPal in 2002 for over $180 million, Musk could have retired at just 31 years old. Instead, he became obsessed with one question: how can humanity become a multi-planetary species? He believed that humans needed to live on Mars one day, not just for adventure, but for survival. To inspire public interest, Musk planned something called the Mars Oasis Project. The idea was simple: send a small greenhouse to Mars and grow plants there. It would show that life could exist on another planet. But first, he needed rockets. So Musk traveled to Russia hoping to buy old ballistic missiles. The meetings became legendary. Russian officials reportedly laughed at him. Some even thought he wasn't serious. They quoted prices far higher than he expected. On the flight home, Musk made a life-changing decision. Instead of buying rockets, he would build them himself. Almost everyone thought he was insane. In May 2002, Musk founded Space Exploration Technologies Corporation, better known as SpaceX. His goals sounded impossible: build rockets cheaper than anyone else. Most aerospace companies relied on thousands of suppliers. SpaceX decided to manufacture nearly everything in-house: engines, computers, rocket structures, software. This approach would eventually reduce costs dramatically. Musk hired brilliant young engineers. Many had little experience building rockets. They worked day and night. Sleeping in the factory became normal. Failure wasn't just possible, it was expected. After nearly 4 years of development, the company's first rocket was ready. Its name was Falcon 1. Now all it had to do was fly. On March 24, 2006, Falcon 1 lifted off from a tiny island in the Pacific. For a few moments, everything looked perfect. Then suddenly, a fuel leak caused a fire. The engine shut down. The rocket crashed into the ocean. Failure number 1. Most startups would have stopped there. SpaceX didn't. The team rebuilt the rocket. In March 2007, they tried again. This time the rocket climbed higher, much higher. Then it began spinning uncontrollably. Mission failed. Failure number 2. Millions of dollars disappeared. Employees wondered how long the company could survive. Still, they refused to quit. 1 year later, they launched again. This was supposed to be the breakthrough. Instead, a tiny timing error caused the first stage to collide with the second stage during separation. The rocket was destroyed. Failure number 3. By now, SpaceX had spent nearly all of its money. Elon Musk had personally invested almost everything he had earned from PayPal. At the same time, Tesla was also burning cash. Both companies were close to bankruptcy. Newspapers predicted Musk's business empire was collapsing. Some investors walked away. Friends advised him to quit. He ignored everyone. There was enough money for only one more launch. One last chance. September 28, 2008. Falcon 1 stood on the launch pad. If this mission failed, SpaceX would likely shut down forever. The countdown reached 0. The rocket roared into the sky. Everyone held their breath. Stage separation. Successful. Second stage ignition. Successful. Minutes later, confirmation arrived. Falcon 1 had reached orbit. SpaceX became the first privately funded company in history to send a liquid-fueled rocket into Earth's orbit. Cheers erupted. Some engineers cried. Years of failure had finally paid off, but the biggest surprise was still coming. Just weeks later, NASA awarded SpaceX a contract worth $1.6 billion to deliver cargo to the International Space Station. The company had been saved. Most rockets have one thing in common. After launch, they're thrown away. Imagine buying a new airplane for every flight. That's how expensive space travel had become. SpaceX wanted to change that. Their new rocket, Falcon 9, was designed to return to Earth. People laughed. Landing a rocket vertically sounded like science fiction. Engineers outside the company said it couldn't be done. SpaceX failed repeatedly. Rocket after rocket crashed into the ocean. But every crash provided data. Every failure made the software smarter. Finally, on December 21st, 2015, history was made. A Falcon 9 booster descended from space, slowed itself, and landed perfectly upright. The world watched in amazement. Reusable rockets had become reality. Launch costs dropped dramatically. The economics of space changed forever. Today, SpaceX launches more rockets than almost every other country combined. It carries astronauts to the International Space Station. Its Starlink satellite network provides internet across the globe. And its massive Starship rocket is being built to take humans back to the moon and, eventually, to Mars. What makes SpaceX extraordinary isn't just its technology. It's the lesson behind its success. 3 devastating failures. Near bankruptcy. Public criticism. And yet, the company kept moving forward. If Falcon 1's 4th launch had failed, there might be no reusable rockets, no private astronauts, no serious plans for a human mission to Mars. Sometimes, history changes because someone refuses to give up after everyone else has already accepted defeat. And perhaps one day, when the first humans step onto the surface of Mars, they'll remember that it all began with one small company that simply refused to quit.
Liftoff of the Delta rocket carrying
if you enjoyed this story
gamma ray
and want to discover the
telescope searching for
rise
unseen
and
physics
fall of
in the
world's
stars of
greatest
the galaxy.
entrepreneurs, billionaires, and companies, subscribe to Old Sharks and turn on notifications. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.